Are there any other questions?
I live in the woods, about 60 miles south of here, southwest. And when I bought my house, there was this large trunk, about this big, and it went up about 50 feet. No branches on it, just this dead trunk. And I was thinking to myself, I should probably take that down. And right next to me, there was an empty lot. Well, it was empty, but it was filled with trees. And I was asleep at night, like, I don't know, 2 o'clock or so. All of a sudden I heard this big boom. And I got my flashlight and I went out there, and it had fallen, but it had fallen away from my house. Not even on my property, in this empty lot, right between all these other trees, so it didn't damage any trees. It just cracked there.
Beautiful.
Oh, okay. So there it still sits to this day, rotting now. But anyway, that was my story. So I thought I'd just throw it.
Yeah. Somehow consciousness knew that. That's why it shared that story.
It was amazing. I mean, like it just had to have one particular angle to avoid all the other trees that were just perfectly fine. So.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the other extreme, the other end of the spectrum of your story. So I was living in Akugik, Maryland, in southern Maryland, and my neighbor, there was this huge windstorm, and they get like really bad storms out there for some reason, large trees. And on my neighbor's property, there are 3 trees that came down on their property. And it's a large property, like 10 acres. 3 trees came down. 1 came down on her car. 1 came down on his car, and 1 came down on the house. So get a new car and move out of here. So that's also, you know,
Actually,
it's interesting.
That reminds me, I didn't even think of it until I guess you said it, but we have a huge tree on my property. There's a dead branch on it, and it was going to cost a fortune to get it removed. And we didn't, we just kept putting it off. And then there was a windstorm. And it was overhanging the house, too. So I was like, oh, this is going to break the house one of these days. Anyway, the windstorm somehow blew this branch that was hanging over the house away from the house, and it fell perfectly so I could cut it with my chainsaw. I didn't have to pay anybody to take it down. It did ruin a metal chair that was in the yard. Made it right on it and smashed it. Other than that was fine. Yeah, I'll take that anyway.
Yeah. You know, it's when we open up to consciousness, we really are opening to everything. It's an openness that consciousness might seemingly shut the door, but it's always working towards one direction, which is to bring you to her, to bring you to the realization of your duration. Even through the pain, even through the loss, even through the difficulties, it's always working towards the awakening from the dream, from the illusion, from the ignorance. The more we identify with the body-mind, the more the world will appear to us that way. The world will appear to us outside us, unfriendly. It works that way. what comes with the identification with the body-mind is an external world that's unfriendly. People that are unloving. Unhappy events. So from our initial assumption, we're choosing identification. When we choose identification, we choose what comes with it. What comes with it is an external world that is unfriendly. We have to secure people that we have to watch out. They don't rob us, they don't cheat us, they don't, Yes, the mind becomes confused and the body troubled. So we need to do some things to fix the mind, to fix the body. It will appear that way. Because it's your choice. You're choosing that path. You're choosing.
My stomach. My phone makes a noise like that. You were saying when you open to consciousness that it kind of brings in things to be more aware. I mean, it could seem to be something bad happening to you, or something calling you in traffic. So yeah, I'm like, it is mind after all that judges good, good and bad. So and so, this is good for me or bad for me.
So, consciousness is all goodness. It's beauty, it's peace, it's love, it's intelligence. And it's complete availability. When we choose the identification, when consciousness chooses to identify with the body-mind, it's our choice. Then the game it plays is to make the woods thicker and thicker and thicker until you cannot go any further and you turn back. So in our life experiences, you will find situations that are unhappy, and in the unhappiness there is the potential of the recognition of the happiness. Because unhappiness is an imposed, it's an added. It's added. It's not built into consciousness. It's added through identification and thought. And as soon as we cease, then we are in the happiness. In other words, you do not need to discover happiness. you need to sort of cease. Cease seeking, cease measuring, evaluating, pursuing, mentation, I'm talking about mentation of yourself as an image. As you said previously, some mentation is very important when you need to make a decision about, a certain skill, something you need to do. Boom, that's mentation. That is available, built into the system. And it's beautiful. It serves its function. It serves its function better when there isn't a me quality, because it takes in consideration all the good. Everybody's good. And when you take in consideration everybody's good, everybody's winning, and the outcome is better than when it's me.
I was just going to say
Pardon?
that. I was just going to say that.
Yes.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true. If you really live that way.
Because it's unlimited. The me that takes a decision is very limited.
Yes.
So it's coming from
Right.
a different place.
And it's the same I. It's the same consciousness. When I'm working with somebody, and when I want you to to win, and we both win, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. We're both throwing, and I have my skills, you have your skills, you do this, I do that, but we're all working towards a win-win situation. And it's void of fear. Fear is always connected with a sense of me. Because what would fear be without a sense of limitation? It requires a sense of limitation. That's all of fear is about a sense of me. And when you have the fear, consciousness wants to free you from it. It loves you. It wants to free you from it. And it frees you from it by bringing it up. It will create situations that bring up the fear. So, oh my God, what's going to happen to me? And then later on you say, gee, it was nothing. You will laugh at your own fear. But when you laugh at your own fear, it's a very beautiful thing. Why? Because next time you might laugh at the fear even as it's arising. And the next time after that, you might laugh at the fear even before it arises, or as it's barely showing its head. And then you say, oh, it's a joke. And you don't experience the unhappiness. You see. It's not, consciousness is never punishing you. It's always serving its good. Because it is love. It is made out of love. It is love. What time did we start? At 3? Today? Oh, okay.